I don't know what word to use, but I became the first person in our app to be
恭
simulated
喜恭喜恭喜
by
OK 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 Say something to me 在你的 AI character
okay, here you can talk to him. There we go. So this is the character here, and you can.
Exactly your face?
It's yeah, it's my face and my voice. So if you say something like um, let's ask him if he speaks Chinese. You can also talk to him directly, but I'll just type. Let's see if it.
I'm still getting the hang of it, to be honest. I mean, I can pick out a few words here and there, and I get by in casual conversations. But when it comes to reading or really understanding the flow of it, I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. It's a bit daunting, you know?
不错耶！
There you go.
我觉得比我听到你的声音好听。
Yeah, it's my voice recorded. So
所以你的 app 已经开始卖了 ，start to sell。
it's free, 免费. 可是what is it called?
叫什么名字啊？
It's called the neural network, but it's not available for the public yet. 正在内测。
哦，内测，好好好。
内测。Uh-huh.
内测效果好不好？
It's going well. The problems that we have is with saving right now. The saving it has to be a little bit more automated because, for instance, my wife was trying to make her character and she closed the app without saving it and lost like half an hour of work. So we want to make sure that there's some continuous saving so that people don't lose their work. So that's what we're working on right now. Then we have a few bugs and things to clear out, but maybe within like a couple weeks, definitely by the end of this year, it'll be available to the public.
你对这个产品有信心吗
Chanting
？Product
product. So Xin is new.
信心 confidence
Oh, confident, right? Xin. 我觉得我们的产品是更 engaging. I don't know how to say engaging. It was more engaging than I thought it would be. So when we were making it, I was worried it was going to be boring. 我担心我们的app 是无聊，非常无聊, answering the questionnaire and all that, but it was a lot of fun. Like, I still want to answer more questions, add more information about my friends and families and pets and things like that. So it's just more engaging. My wife was really disappointed that her character didn't save, and so she wants to do it again, but now we're asking her to wait until we have the automatic saving to test it while she's doing it.
Can you use sentence structure 对巴拉巴拉有信心？哦，对巴拉巴拉有一点担心，just use 对 sentence structure。
我觉得对我的应用程序或者产品I know you don't like an app.
我觉得你好好笑啊！
有点信心，有点信心。
说比以前有信心。
比以前
有信心。好。
对，it's a lot of fun to answer. It's almost like the same thing as when I don't know if it'll happen to everyone, but for me, whenever I have something pending, when I feel like I have something that is unfinished, I always feel compelled to come back and do it. And so because the questionnaire is super long, like you could take days on it if you wanted, but it's all optional. You can
我有一个问题，就是现在 AI 有很多很多的产品，
嗯哼。
就除了 ChatGPT 有很多很多的产品，
嗯哼。
你觉得你们的产品有什么不一样
？Our app is going to be the most simple, comprehensive, and highest quality way of creating your own character. So if you want to create yourself in AI or a character in AI, there's not going to be any better app. Certainly not for
等一
free.
下，但是我为什么要等一下？我为什么需要一个我自己的 AI character？
Why did I make mine?
Why do I need my AI character?
Oh, you? Well, I mean, think of it this way.
No, any user.
Any user. There's several reasons. The two main use cases is as a memoriam. So that means if I were near end of life and I wanted to preserve my personality, my knowledge, my history for my great-grandchildren to speak to, that's one use. So I can create, if I were a grandfather and maybe there was another kid who's going to be born, I have like a medical condition, I can answer all these questions and they can speak to me. So, you can speak to this character forever. And then...
wow! 这个很厉害啊。
So that's one use. The other use is as a dating service. Hanny and I. So basically the way that this app works is very multi-purpose. And I can go into some other use cases here in a second. But for dating, we do something pretty cool because based on all of your information, like you normally would in a dating service, based on all your information, you're going to be matched to other people. Okay? But if I put up my profile and I say I'm looking for dating, all this stuff, and you're not looking for dating, you can still talk to my character like you would if you met me on the street. It's not going to look like a dating profile. It's not going to say you can date me. You won't be able to romance my character. You'll just talk to me about whatever. But if you were looking for a potential date, then it'll tell you that if I'm matched to you, it'll tell you I'm looking for a date, and it'll encourage you to talk to my character to get to know it. If you like my character, my person, then you can send me an actual direct message, the user. I can receive a direct message from you. So I would actually receive the direct message, and I would say, oh, hi, how is it going? And then you'd say, hey, I talked to your AI, we got along really well.
等一下 I feel like 你们的产品 create 一个 another world?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's an AI powered social media network. So then basically I could talk to your AI character because you have to have one in order to engage in the dating stuff. And then I can, if I like your character too, then we can talk in person or, talk in private messages and go from there. So that's another case. Another case is going to be we're going to have people like all of the, Abraham Lincoln and famous people, right? So
等一下，你觉得你们的产品会火吗？
火
？Popular？
we'll see one. I hope so. I hope so. I mean，
因为你知道现在我用 ChatGPT 有一个很大的一个问题就是，我希望 ChatGPT can recognize me，我是一个 Mandarin tutor。Right now I do something for my students。但是他每一次都说，你这个 conversation too long，我要 start 一个 new conversation，我要 say it one more time，因为我是 most time 我用 ChatGPT help my work，我就要 say the same thing one more time every day。我觉得 you need to know me。
Yes. Yes. So this saves your conversations with every AI.
对，因为我就是一个，我不是说我 ask 不一样的事情。是都一样的事情，你就是一个我的 assistant 的助手，你要知道你的老板是谁，你的老板每天做什么，然后我不用每天跟你说，给你一个 instruction， 你 help me， 对，现在我就是要每天告诉他我要做什么，但是我说的都是一样的工作。
Well, in this app, you'll be able to have a conversation and relationship with each of the characters individually. So each character.
所以我就是说，你 create 一个 the whole world.
Yeah. And they remember what you say. All of the important parts, they remember what you say. So if you've told them that you're, a Mandarin tutor, they may ask you questions about that and all that. And when you come back to them and talk to them a week later, they'll still remember that you did that.
你们的产品让人们更不愿意有一个 real world social.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting because there's a lot of, AI girlfriends and boyfriend apps out there. There's been Replica for a long time. It's been like
真的
8 years.
怎么样？好不好？
我不喜欢 it's because the problem with those apps is that they're not real people at all. They're just a robot that's designed to be your girlfriend or boyfriend. So all it's going to do is be that. These are real people. So my wife was talking to me the other day, my character, and immediately started trying to get romantic with my character, right? And my character's like, whoa, relax. What's going on here? Because he hadn't developed a relationship with my character. So, in other words, if you say things that my character doesn't like, my character won't like you. And you won't be able to develop a relationship with me.
所以是一个真实的 communication.
And the thing that's very different about our app versus something like a ChatGPT, which most of the character apps that currently exist, there's a few of them. There's like 2 or 3. They use ChatGPT directly. They just prompt ChatGPT with a few pieces of information, like say answering as though you were Abraham Lincoln, and then your prompt. So if you
我觉得你们的产品可能会火。
可能。So our app uses 11 different models. It's going to move to 13, not including the ones that it's going to use for the voice, and we're hoping to animate the face as well. So it'll be using at least 15 large models. Every time you feed it anything, it's querying 15 different AIs.
你们下次公测的时候 public test 可以让我试一下吗？
Sure, yeah, I'll send it.
好，我觉得很有意思。
Yeah, I mean, once we're at the public testing phase, I want as many people to test it as possible.
我现在在 recording， 我可以把这个 public 吗？还是不可以？因为你在内测你们的产品。
Sorry, say again.
我说我现在在 recording， 我可以把我们这个 conversation public 在我的 YouTube channel 吗？可以吗？
Yeah, you could. You could definitely. We're not going to have any NDAs or anything like that. Once it's public, it's public. Right now, the only reason we're not making it public is because it still has errors in it. It still has problems.
我觉得听起来很有意思。听起来很有意思。
Another thing that's great is like we've always made games that are very niche. They're very unique. The people who like our games love our games, right? But we've never made anything that has general appeal, and we've never made anything that's free. So these two things together, because my mom, a grandmother, and my daughter would both like this app. Every gender, every age.
对，你知道吗？我听你说完，我很想试一下。Yeah.
Oh, and another thing that's interesting is this is one of the elements of the AI is you'll be able to translate conversations. So
所以你说我说中文，你说英文，我们还是可以沟通 communicate.
Exactly. And that means that I can talk to people who made their profile themselves autobiographically in India and China and Africa and
等一下，你知道我一直很想用 AI 帮我的学生练中文，但是 I tried it so many times， 就是 AI 很笨，你知道吗？就是我不知道，反正我失败了，我不知道 maybe 你的这个 app 可以。
Well, it's not going to be any better than ChatGPT for that because that's the model that's being used for translation is ChatGPT. So
不是一个 translation。我在 ChatGPT 我会告诉他 ，OK， 我是一个 beginner， 我要 specific， 我要 practice conversation order food，but I only can just say the sentence 3 or 4 words, just make it simple. I gave the this instruction， 但是 ChatGPT 给我 more words in Mandarin， 然后我说不可以，我说 my student is English speaker. They will understand your extra words in Mandarin.
Yes.
I mean, you explain in English, but talk to me in Chinese.
Yes.
ChatGPT 跟我生气。
Yes.
他不 follow 我的 instruction，然后I'm so surprised， 他真的是生气了，你知道吗？因为我有很多的 instruction，very detailed。
Yeah.
他生气了，你知道吗？
I understand, and yeah, that is one of the actually bigger problems. Is that for us currently, we want to have a slider. We want to have a control for how long your messages should be, because that's one of the biggest problems with ChatGPT. The way that InWorld, which is an intermediary between us and ChatGPT, has managed to do it, because this is their business, they're a multi-billion-dollar company that's all they do, has managed to make it so that you can get very short messages out of ChatGPT, but the control is very poor. So it's either you go from very long to very short too quickly. So that's still something that people are working on. We don't do that directly. That's InWorld, which is the company that we work with.
还有我觉得，因为我觉得大部分人不知道怎么用 ChatGPT， 或不知道怎么让 AI 帮他们。我觉得大部分的人就是给一个很简单的一个 instruction， 但是 not enough。我以前的室友，他教我怎么 talk to ChatGPT。我学了一点点，但是我觉得 not enough。我觉得 most 就是大部分人不知道怎么用 AI 帮他们工作。
Yeah, I think that the thing that's happening behind the scenes, because the new ChatGPT can take in a very big prompt. It's very big, like the amount of information.
我用的是 ChatGPT 4o， 它不可以 take a lot of information.
The one that's being used behind the scenes here is one not available to the public, not directly available to the public.
Okay.
So it's because it's enterprise level. So in other words, it's the same kind of way that they use for when you say like, if you've ever done this, like summarize this article. Have you ever done summarize this article?
我有
The whole article. So you basically sometimes can send 80 pages. You send 80 pages to the AI to process, right? So it needs a very large prompt window. It needs a very big. So we're sending a very large amount of information every time to ChatGPT, and getting back the answer as good as it is because of the amount of information that we send it. So if you wanted to do that as a user, you'd have to type a book every time you send a message to ChatGPT to get the same results. Our system and InWorld system put together are creating that book for you every time. Every question, you're sending a book of information to the AI. And that book will grow in size until you are sending like 1 million words every time that you ask a question. With every last bit of context, all your prior conversations, your relationship, everything with the AI, it will every time, this is the interesting part, every time it's actually spawning a new moment. Like, have you ever heard of the philosophy where like this sentence that I'm speaking to you right now is actually the first moment you've been alive? You've just been constructed with all your memory, but really this is the first moment you've ever been alive. Have you ever heard that philosophy?
我知道。
Okay, so it's just a thought experiment where you have no way of knowing if I didn't just pop into existence with my history in my head, my memories, and now I'm speaking to you, and really a minute before I wasn't alive. That kind of thought process. Well, that is how the AI is. So the AI is that AI is every time you send it a question, every time having to reconstruct the entirety of your history to produce the next answer. So the more context window that you provide it, the more rich that.
对。但是现在的问题就是，就 limited， I have to restart a new one。对，就是我现在就很不喜欢。
And so that's what's happening. That's what's happening here. When you have a conversation with ChatGPT in the ChatGPT app, it's actually doing that automatically. It's using your previous conversation and appending it, adding it to your next question. It's doing that on its own. Like its memory is processed in that way.
They do it right now?
Yeah, if you did it right now, if you just went to ChatGPT and gave it some information, like saying, "Hi, I'm a circus performer," or I work at the Ren
So
Fair."
you mean I don't need to try say one more time about my information? They just already memorize it?
This app, it will memorize it.
Okay. Oh.
So you can create, for instance, you can create. This is
我
another
我
use
我给你看，我用的是这个 for O 啊。哦，我一会儿要问你一个 recording 的问题。等一下啊所以你是说他会记得我？为什么啊？我最近的没有用吗？
记好。
所以你等一下，我用的是，anyway， 这个是 ChatGPT for all， 有没有？他会记得我的 all the information about me？ Okay.
If you are having a conversation that is continuous, it will remember your conversation. I don't know if I'm not actually sure.
不是，不是，我知道，我是说，他这个我如果是 continue conversation，他会记得，但是它是 limited 的 words。Usually in 10 minutes，我要 start 一个 new chat。所以它 still memorize my information。
If you start a new chat, including in our app, if you reset the chat, it'll forget everything you've ever said.
对 ，That's why I feel frustrated，因为我的工作是重复的。
Yeah.
For example， 我在做我的 YouTube video，every time 我就说哦，比如说我有一个 title， 我就要让他把我的 title 做成一个 marketing friendly， 然后我要我的 hashtags。Every time 我的工作是的一样的 same， 但是我要给他 instruction over and over。对。
Yes.
对，所以我就觉得我很不喜欢这个。对。
The difference is that our app will remember your conversation for a long time.
对，我觉得我是需要这个 function， 因为我就是每天我做的是 similar 的一样的工作。
Well, the difference is that we have a and actually I'm not sure because I actually don't know the differences, but you might have to move from 4.0 to 4.0 mini to 4.0 for longer conversations. But our app is going to be using an intermediary AI. So there's another AI that is first saving, storing, processing your conversations before sending it as a prompt to ChatGPT. That's why it's not just one. It's not just like we send a message to ChatGPT with a big old prompt. There are AIs forming that prompt before it goes to ChatGPT. So the way that it works is we can have a whole book of a conversation that every time you have a new...
等一下，你是说这个是你们的产品，然后还有另外一个产品，所以这个另外的产品把这个 information 给到 ChatGPT，所以它这个中间是有一个 process 的一个工作，对吗？所以它把你的这个 instruction
Yes.
变得更好一点，更 professional 一点。因为 most time that users like me， 我的 instruction not good enough， 所以你是有一个中间的一个发送给 ChatGPT。所以你的 result 是 better 好一点。
I'm not sure for your specific purpose because that's not why we're building the app. Our purpose is to simulate a persona. So in other words, I don't know if it'll make you a better assistant in the way you want it, because the purpose of our app is to just replicate a person's character, their persona, how they are, their memories, their likes, their dislikes, that kind of thing. That's the goal of our app.
等一下，为什么你有中间的这个产品？为什么？
中间的
Yeah， 因为这是你们的产品。然后你还有另外一个，为什么你有另外一个？
Why would you use the other one?
对。
Which other one? Depends. They're all built to purpose. So it's like if you said, well, everything is a car. It'll all drive from one place to another. But a Jeep is better off road. You know, a Lexus or Mercedes is going to be better on the road. A van is better if you have more people. So you have to find the app that would be designed to purpose. The purpose of our app would be to replicate your persona, your character, your personality.
Yeah. 为什么？
Why? That's it. Like just because it's interesting to meet new people and to preserve your personality, your memories, your character, and all that. If you're talking historic, if you're talking
所以等一下，
fantasy,
等一下，所以你不是说有2个产品 ，not 2 products, only one.
ours only one.
So okay, I feel like I misunderstood you.
Oh, okay.
So this is a product.
Yes.
So this is me.
Yes.
So your product just get information from real me.
Yes.
Just create a character
Uh-huh.
in your product, right?
Yes.
So I just misunderstood you, right?
Oh, okay, yes. Uh-huh.
好。
So maybe you misunderstood because there's an intermediary between us, our product, and ChatGPT. There is another product between us.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I didn't misunderstood you. Yeah.
Yes.
Talk about that one.
Okay. So that one is called In-World AI. In-World AI. And what it is a structure of multiple AIs, many AIs that create, depending on what you ask of it and what you want, create different prompts for a ChatGPT. At the end of it, almost always to get the best, words out of you, they need to go to ChatGPT. But for instance,
等一下 ，OK， 这是你们的产品，所以你在中间有一个，东西，所以这个东西是 kind of collect information。
中间 is intermediary. It's like a
对
Yeah.
对，所以中间那个产品是 help 你的产品 get a lot of information from the ChatGPT。但是如果 if 没有这个中间的产品呢？为什么你需要有中间的产品 ？That's my question。
Okay, why use the middle one?
对
Okay, because it's going to create a much better result.
对
Much better.
对，就是所以我没有错，
And then we're the first people to use this new system to create characters. Everyone else has first used just ChatGPT.
等一下，我看一下我有没有理解对，所以就是如果从你的这个产品到 ChatGPT， 如果是 directly 没有一个中间的 ，probably 你就是怎么说太单一了。
We considered doing. Remember when I told you that I was trying to negotiate with these people, and they wanted to charge me $20,000 a year just to use their service?
对。
We considered restructuring so that we were going to be like the other apps.
No, but which way is better？ 有一个中间的产品还是没有一个中间的产品 ？Which way is better？
中间的，
跟
中间的。
对，我觉得是有中间的好一点。
因为the results 非常很好 ，like much better. They're much richer results.
对，我明白，因为从我用 AI 的体验 experience 来说，我觉得我没有很好的用我的 instruction， 我没有 enough knowledge to do it。
Yes.
我觉得如果有一个中间的我得到的 result 会 much better。对 ，I feel like I need training. Yeah.
Yes, but the difference is that there is also a purpose for all of this. As the AI develops for a while until we get to a point where you can just somehow tell the AI in a couple sentences what you want and it can do anything, which would really be like general intelligence. Everything will be built to purpose, like cars. So if you want to replicate a person's character, memories, personality, likes, dislikes, this is the app to do it. If you want to have like an assistant to help you with Chinese lessons or something, I don't know if we'll be better. I don't know. I've not tested it for that. It might be a little better, but it's not designed for that.
很激动啊，很想用你们的产品。
Yeah.
我觉得你的产品会火，然后你会很有钱。
Yeah. Hopefully.
因为我不知道，因为现在听起来我非常非常想用你们的产品。Yeah. 但是我只是从我工作的角度来说，我很想找到一个 AI 真的可以帮我的学生去，因为 most students 会 complain that 我没有一个中国人跟我有一个 talk， 即使 even though 他们有一个中国人的朋友 still 这个中国人的朋友 don't know how to support them。most time 就是说很多的中文，因为他们不知道怎么 support 一个 learner。
Yeah。
所以我真的非常但是你有没有听过这个 AI 叫 TPKI 什么？它是一个 language 的一个 AI， 它真的是有一个叫我找不到了，叫什么 Talk PAL AI。他们有一个 persona 叫 Emma， 他就会 talk to you。但是像你说的，没有人喜欢 talk 一个机器人，对。对。
Yeah, I think that's how it's going to be for this purpose. You'll need to find an AI that is created for that purpose. That'll be the first good AI that would help in this way. Would be something like that. Somebody that sat down and created an AI just for the purpose of learning language. Our app is just going to have translation. It's just going to be so that the Chinese, the person who answered in Chinese is just speaking to me in English, and vice versa. Like,
所以你的 app 只能说英语是吗？
英语 ，Yeah， 现在只有英语。So it's only in English right now.
好的。
But that's another thing that's not us. It's not us. Like so how would I describe this easily? We created the app in a way because we've done this before for video games. We've created the app in a way that is just going to be easy to just turn on translation. If you don't do it right, it's not easy. But we've made it so that everything can be translated extremely easily. It's designed to be translated easily behind the scenes. But the actual translation of the words that come out of the bot, the words that the AI says, that's not us at all. That's going to be them. So we can translate our questions, our interface, all of that. That can be translated already. But the stuff that the AI says has to be them. ChatGPT and InWorld that do it, because we don't do that.
好我想想，我还有一个问题，所以这个是你自己公司的产品？
自己公司的产品。Is this my company's? Yeah, it is.
好，所以你现在不做游戏了，不做游戏的产品了？你还做游戏吗
？Yeah， 以前我们只做游戏。
然后我还想跟你讨论一个问题，我发现就是像你们这样的公司，就是小的 startup 公司，如果你们的产品做得非常非常好，很有可能就是被一个很大的公司发现，然后把你们的公司买了，right？因为你知道为什么？因为我不是在做 Spotify channel，以前我忘记了，就是有一个公司，我是把我所有的 audio upload， 但是我会 public 在 different Spotify podcast 很多的平台，然后我今年上个月我重新开始用这个就是公司的产品，我发现 Spotify 把它买了，就是
wanted to buy it？
对，它以前就是一个我觉得是一个小的公司。但是我非常喜欢它的产品，非常的好用，因为你就是 upload， 然后你不用在每一个平台上去发布，你就 publish 在很多的平台上。所以今年我在用的时候，他们的 website domain name 就变了，我就是 Spotify 把它买了 ，I use 83的 structure， 把它买了，对。然后我就和我的朋友讨论，我就说我说。这个公司的产品我很喜欢，但他们这公司应该不大，但是他们的产品非常非常的好用，所以 Spotify 的公司很大，所以他把他们买了。他说对啊，他说一般都是这样子的。
Well, I would consider selling if probably InWorld would want to buy it. I think InWorld will be the one that wants to buy it because it's a really really good product for them. that
就
they
是
can
产品
optimize
是
on.
非常非常好的产品，但是因为你的公司很小，对对
But I want what I want from this app, because I've never been very money oriented. I always kind of
我知道，我觉得你学中文就不是一个就不追求那个 result every time。好，我的 Chinese professor 来了。
So I think that what I'd like for this, and one of the things that we're trying to organize around it, is if it catches, if it has millions of users, it can become one of the largest databases,
对
repositories of
对
human preference and history on Earth ever, right? Because it's just a bunch of people giving us their preferences and likes and dislikes and histories. And so it can become a substitute for questionnaires or any sort of survey that you want to do. And so what we want to create is a portal into the database that we're storing, so that people can, without identifying the individuals that it comes from, so that your identity is preserved, your privacy is preserved. I can just ask, do Democrats or Republicans prefer race cars? And I just get an answer. And I just have an answer that is 10 million people responded. It's something that would cost a company hundreds of thousands of dollars every question to get that question answered. You can just have it answered. Any researcher, any student will have that. It's like almost like a Wikipedia of human preference. And so that is a very valuable tool, I think, to humanity, that I want to make sure that it's preserved for free
我觉得对，我觉得我觉得你们的产品可以火，因为作为一个用户 user， 我是希望有，对，我希望有这样一个产品，对，对。
And so I worry that if we sell too early and we don't have this set up, that won't happen. So I want to make sure at least that tool is already there, so that if somebody were to buy it and change it, it's their fault. Like you can point the finger at the person who did it, because I think it's a very, very important and valuable tool. I think a lot of the misunderstanding of today comes from the fact that people just have misconceptions of what other people think.
是，对对
So
对。
if I were to come in and just say, do Chinese people like whatever westerns, or, American westerns, and the answer is yes, I have a different conception of what Chinese people think about the United States now.
对对，要从不同的角度来说，对 different perspective， 对对对对。
And so you have as much fact as you can get out of people from self-reporting, and so we've already done a lot of the groundwork for this, because one of the problems immediately would be you can create fantasy characters in this app. So I can create a character from a movie, a character from a book, whatever, or I can create my own characters, because a lot of times what you want to do, what Dungeons and Dragons is, like role-playing games.
知道。
So it's really convenient for me to have my NPCs on my phone. So like when I come to a new town, instead of me as the game master having to come up with what does the bar wench say when the guy, just ask her, just talk to her. I don't have to come up with it. So you're gonna have a lot of fantasy characters, a lot of characters that people make for their games and things like that. So we already have categorization that will automatically remove all of those characters from the database when you ask it about statistical information for humans. So only verified autobiographical characters will be queried by this. So we've done a lot of the groundwork to try to get this done, and that's why this app will be worth something to someone, hopefully, because it has a lot of